This is the date and time set for a pretrial hearing. When we were here last, we had a contested preliminary hearing. The court found probable cause to authorize the petition. There's been a request for termination of parental rights. I believe, Mr. Delaney, the question would be for your client at this point. Has she considered whether or not she wishes to release or consent to an adoption, or do we need to proceed with a hearing on termination of parental rights?
Well, in my discussions with my client, I think she's made it clear that she contests the allegations in the petition. I don't think that's changed. She could indicate to me if that's the case. And then the court has determined, has authorized the petition. So the next stage would be jurisdiction with respect to a jury trial. And then once the court had jurisdiction, then it would be a termination of parental rights hearing. Just to touch on that for a moment, these cases are a little different than DHS cases, which occasionally services are provided. Apparently that would not be the case here. The private jurisdiction cases are, of course, less common. But succinctly, Judge, my client would demand a jury trial for the jurisdiction proceeding unless she's indicating differently today.
Ms. Frost, are you in accord with what you're asking for what your attorney says, that you do want to have a jury trial and contest the allegations against you?
Yes, I am.
All right. We will set a jury trial date. Are there any pretrial motions or hearings that need to be done first?
No, Your Honor.
I do not believe so. Will the court provide a standard scheduling order such as witness and exhibit lists?
Yeah, I'm going to do that as part of this pretrial order today. So how many days are we going to need for this trial?
I believe one would be sufficient, Your Honor.
I think so. I haven't seen their witness list. So once I get that, I'll have some more information with my client. And let me just address my client for a moment, since she's by Zoom. What the court means is if you have 50 witnesses, we could never do that in one day. If you have 10, maybe. Do you know if and how many witnesses you may call, or do you not know that? I think the court would give you time to address that.
I have a couple.
Okay, so let's say 5 or less, Judge. And I don't know as far for the petitioner, how many.
Then with that, Your Honor, it might be safe to set it for 2 days.
Getting 2 days is going to take longer than getting one. Just want you to be aware of, I know you know that, but I just want to remind you of that. So, all right, we'll set it for a 2-day jury trial. Witness and exhibit lists within 30 days of today. Jury instructions 2 weeks in advance of trial. Any motions that come up between now and then need to be noticed for hearing. We'll have a final status conference approximately 2 weeks from trial as well, or 1 week from trial. So any evidentiary hearing noticed and set for hearing on at the same time as the final status conference. And that'll be 1 week in advance of trial. Is there anything else that we need to put in this order, Mr. Delaney?
What I'd like to do, if I could, Judge, is after the witness and exhibit lists are served, if I could have a short duration of discovery, 30 days would be fine. I'm not going to be taking depositions, but I may have requests for documents or some interrogatory. So if I could have 30 days after I receive the petitioner's witness list to get my discovery to them, and then they can answer, it's going to be within 28 days. So that's going to be 60 days, but I'm thinking that you won't have this set for a jury trial in that time frame anyway.
Any objection to that, Ms. Bailey Quick?
No, Your Honor.
I'm just going to say discovery for 60 days. That the witness and exhibit list will be done within 30. from both sides, and then you got 30 days to do whatever else you need, but you can start immediately that way. So there's no, if you want to start asking for things now, it might be easier. Anything else from your perspective, Ms. Bailey Quick?
No, not at this time.
All right.
Judge, if I could, with my client, since she's by Zoom, do you have my telephone? I know we've spoken before. You've been to my office. Do you have my telephone number and my email address?
Your email address, I need, your telephone number. Every time I try to call and leave messages, I don't never get a call back.
Okay. In any event, call my office today. I'll be in court, and leave me your current telephone number, and I will call you back in the next 48 hours and we'll start communicating.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Thank you.
All right, before we close off, if I could ask the Topals, how is Rebel Lynn doing?
She's doing amazing.
Anything that she needs that she doesn't have at this point?
No,
All right, and you guys are in contact with
She's
Ms.
going to
Bailey
be
Quick on
starting
a
swim
regular-
lessons soon.
Good, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yes,
All right, and you guys have good contact with Ms. Bailey Quick?
yeah.
yes.
All right, just keep that up. If anything changes, she'll be sure to let you know. The court will set these dates that we've talked about today. And the attorneys know that if anything new or unusual comes up, they can always get the courts on a fairly quick notice with a motion of some kind. So I'll look forward to seeing this set for trial sometime after discovery is done. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The next matter is that involving the Ireland children, Chloe and Liliana. It's file J24-273-NA. All right, we just had a jury trial with Mr. Ireland where he was adjudicated responsible. We have had in the past previous adjudication and disposition on Kendall, Ireland, and we're here for a review on that, and then here for a disposition as to Cody, Ireland. Mr. Sommerfeld, I have received the following reports. Wellspring Court Report dated 6/16/25. Case service plan dated 4/28/25. Parent agency treatment plans, one for the mother and one for the father, dated 4/28/25. Foster care supported visitation and in-home parent education weekly progress reports from May through June, beginning of June of 25. A letter from Katrina Johnston from NEMSCA regarding Kendall, Ireland, dated May 22/25. Verification of filing for divorce, dated 5/21/25, and a psychological evaluation for Kendall, Ireland, dated 5/27/25. Is there any other documentation I should be aware of? I see your hand for a minute, Ms. Ireland, but I'll get to you in just a second. Go ahead, Mr. Sommerfeld.
There was also a housing verification on the proof of service. It just
Is
says
that
housing
homeless and
proof.
prevention services dated May 22/25?
I'll have to find it, Judge. I think that is it.
All right, I have received that as well, and I have read that. All right, Kendall, did you have something that you wanted me to be aware of?
I also just completed a speaking safety class as well.
All right, thank you very much. I appreciate that. Any other documentation other than that, Mr. Sommerfeld?
No, Judge, and also I would waive notice for the dispositional phase for respondent father. That was sent out last Friday. I know we're all here. There is a parent agency treatment plan for Mr. Ireland, but the department would waive that short notice.
All right, I appreciate that. It does make more sense to proceed today that we're all here rather than try to set it off and proceed in the future. So any objection to the court considering the documentation I put on the record?
No objection.
No, Judge.
All right, then we will, court will accept that, indicate that I have reviewed those materials, and we will proceed today. Mr. Sommerfeld, first witness.
Okay, and do the other parties also waive short notice, Mr. Delaney, Mr. Brown, and where's
Yeah.
Mr. Gilo?
Mr. Gilo is sick today. He called the court and said he's not available. He'll have to review the matter later and file any objections that he has.
Okay, Judge. I'd like to call,
Well, so that my client understands your point, just indicate what the time frame is supposed to be and what it is, so that Cody can understand that in English.
Well, let me just put it this way. Mr. Ireland, you have the right to have a hearing on what's called a dispositional review. That is so that we can, once that you've been told by the jury that you are responsible for the violation or for the circumstances in the petition, you have the right to have what's called a disposition. That information has recently been sent to the court, but it's not been done. I believe it's a 7-day, but don't quote me on that, notice requirement. So you would have the right to have a hearing later than today to go over that report and for me to make a determination of what you should do as a result of that report. However, because we're all here today, it seems to make more sense to go ahead and do that, but that's entirely up to you and your attorney. So Mr. Sommerfeld is asking for us to proceed today without waiting, and just because we're all here rather than have you back on another day. Is that okay? Mr. Delaney, do you want to have some time to speak with your client, or is that going to be sufficient?
Only if Cody wants to speak with me about that. So Cody, it would either be today or at a later date. So if you wanted to get going on this, we could start today.
We'll start today.
Okay.
All right. I assume, Mr. Brown, you have no objection to proceeding today?
That does not affect my client, so no, I have no objection.
All right. We will proceed today then on both Kendall and Cody as to a review hearing on Kendall and a dispositional hearing on Cody. So, Mr. Sommerfeld, your first witness.
I'd like to call Kelly Hughes from Wellspring.
All right. Would you raise your right hand so I can swear you in? Do you swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Could you state your full name and spell your last name for the record, please?
Kelly Hughes, Hughes.
All right, go ahead, Mr. Sommerfeld.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Hughes, how are you employed?
I'm a foster care caseworker with Wellspring Lutheran Services.
And are you familiar with Chloe and Liliana Ireland?
I am.
And how do you know those kids?
I am the foster care case holder for the family.
Okay, now the judge admitted a lot of documents today. Did you submit them to the court, and do you have personal knowledge of them?
I do.
All right. So let's talk about, Judge, does it matter if the disposition or the review hearing?
It does not to me. You can do whatever order you want.
Okay, I'll start with Mom, Kendall Ireland. Ms. Hughes, you and I have discussed this, and I've reviewed the documents here. Sounds like Mom is making some progress and coming along, and I know that we spoke about that. Do you agree with that statement?
I do agree with that statement.
And can you tell us why?
So Mom has, like she stated to the judge, she has just recently completed a Seeking Safety program, which focuses on domestic violence as well as just healthy relationships in general, and giving her some additional skills to utilize within future relationships as well as co-parenting. She is currently working with her therapist as well, and the therapist notes come back that they're good. I apologize, the court doesn't have them. I just obtained them earlier today. And then she has completed her psychological evaluation. One of the main recommendations in the psychological evaluation is that she continues to engage in therapy services, which she is doing, as well as obtaining her driver's license was main key points on that psychological evaluation. So she is working on doing that. She actually just contacted me the other day and I've received confirmation that she has recently been approved for the tip of the mint housing voucher. So that is going to assist her as well with any housing complications that she may have. She has been engaging in some unsupervised parenting times, which have been going really well. And there's been minimal concerns other than, you know, the anticipated little bit of dysregulation that we would anticipate during this transition process with the children. On top of that, she's just been overall doing real well, maintaining her communication with the agency. She completed foster care supportive visitation just recently. So yeah, she's checking off the boxes on her parent agency treatment plan. Not only is she checking them off, but she's also demonstrating benefits. So.
Okay, and you want to make some changes to parenting time and increase it from what it is right now?
That is correct. So the department would ask that the courts give us permission to change the parenting times from supervised versus unsupervised to all unsupervised, with the potential to move to overnight, with the hopes that we would be in a position to bring on foster care reunification program prior to the next court proceeding, but no sooner than 30 days prior to the next court proceeding.
Okay, and further, you would be asking for some discretion if you thought that the unsupervised parenting time was going well, that it could transition into overnights?
That is correct. Yes.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. You've been on this case from the beginning?
That is correct.
Okay, and do you see a difference in Kendall? I mean, the reports indicate that, you know, she's doing much better than at the time of removal. First of all, have you seen that change, and can you describe it to us if that answer is yes?
So yes, I have seen that change. When I'm meeting with Kendall, she's very proactive. She's not as reactive as she used to be during her parenting times, which were supervised. You know, she's taking some time. She uses her resources appropriately within the community to help benefit her family as a whole. Her housing condition has improved. I've been to her home on 2 different occasions now in the last 90-day reporting period. And both occasions, the home was observed to be appropriate. It was sanitary. There was no safety concerns. She just overall has a different demeanor and expectation. She wants what's best for her children, and she's taking the active steps to make sure that she can achieve that.
Okay, so would you say that she's on the road to reunification here with her kids?
I would say that as long as the path continues the way it is, that yes, she's on a very good path for reunification.
Okay, and so this reporting period, she has made substantial compliance in completing the barriers or reducing the barriers that brought the children into care in the first place.
Yes, I would agree with that.
Okay. Do you know what the status, one of the exhibits involved a filing for divorce, but I was a little unsure that if that was, do you know anything from Mom? Is that going to proceed? I thought I read in the reports, I guess my question is, I have a little bit of hesitancy that I didn't get the idea that she was maybe going to follow through with it now.
So no, as far as I'm aware by Kendall and what Kendall is reporting to me, she does have every intention in following through with that. It is based on what was stated to me that there is a court proceeding coming up. She said that she just received documentation in the mail the other day. So anything further than that, though, I would have to refer to Kendall for that clarity.
Okay, and she, Mom has, she's on the way to getting her driver's license?
She is, yes.
Okay, and Tim Strauss in his evaluation thought that that was an important step. Can you tell us why?
So he wanted her to get her driver's license so she didn't have to be dependent upon others. And it would allow her to be more independent on herself.
Okay, and the employment status, sounds like she may have a couple of jobs, but she is employed
She is employed, yes.
and she's been able to maintain her bills, monthly bills.
Yes, she has. And
Okay,
she's been able to provide verification of that.
okay. Give us an example of improvements that you've seen at parenting time, maybe something you've observed if you've seen it.
So as far as parenting time goes, some of the things that I've observed is, so Chloe definitely is, can be a challenge. Sometimes she's a 3-year-old and sometimes she has 3-year-old tantrums and gets dysregulated. And Kendall has really, I've observed her taking Chloe aside and sitting down and having conversations with her, not getting as frustrated as she used to. And often, maybe needing to take a moment or whatnot. We see less of that happening. She does really good with sitting and talking to Chloe and explaining to Chloe any situations, or explaining to Chloe why something might be unsafe or why, she's telling her no. She's bringing better, healthier meals and making sure that the kids' needs are met. She also, as far as Liliana goes, she encourages Liliana's development and growth. She's doing activities that are age appropriate and encourages growth.
Okay, so you're asking the court to continue the goal of reunification,
That is correct.
and you'd like to go to all unsupervised with discretion for the possibility of overnight visitation.
That is correct.
Okay, and is there a timeline when this foster care supportive visitation may be going into the home?
Just a quick correction, it would be foster care reunification program that would be going into the home. And so that program cannot go into place prior to a return, prior to 30 days prior to a return home of the children. So they cannot start until we're within 30 days of the children being returned to the home full time.
Okay, and so, but with the plan and the recommendations you're asking the court to adopt, we would be on our way towards that goal.
Yeah, the ideal goal is if everything continues on the path that it is, and there is no setbacks or hiccups between now and then, the goal was to get foster care reunification in place prior to the next proceeding, with the idea that we would be likely asking for a return home for Kendall at the next court proceeding.
Okay. All right, is there anything else you'd like to tell the court regarding Miss Ireland?
Not at this time.
Okay. As to Dad, today is disposition, and there's some things that we're going to be asking for to have the court adopt as a plan for reunification.
That is
And
correct.
so the first need domain is substance abuse. Why has that been identified for Dad?
So part of the petition was that he had some issues with drinking and THC use. That was included in the petition. Since the case has opened, there's been issues with ongoing alcohol use. So therefore, the agency would be recommending that we engage in random substance screens for him. We would ask for a substance use assessment completed, him to follow the recommendations of that substance use assessment.
Okay. And I know when you and I discussed this case, there may have been some issues of Mr. Ireland, like maybe having a beer right before parenting time.
That is correct. So it's been reported to the agency on several different occasions that he has either consumed alcohol en route to a parenting time and or was concerned when I went to do a screen on him that he may pop positive because he reported that he had had alcohol prior to that parenting time.
Okay, and just to be clear, you said that there was an issue with drinking. You're talking about drinking alcohol?
That is correct.
All right. So, and again, specifically in the parent agency treatment plan, this is the one with the report dated 4/28/2025. You're asking the court to adopt the action steps and the goals for the need domain of substance abuse.
That is correct.
Okay. There's also a need domain of emotional stability behavior. Why has that been identified as a barrier here?
So the emotional need domain is identified. One is Cody himself has identified that he struggles with some anxiety, potential depression, as well as it was also noted in the petition of domestic violence and anger management. Therefore, the agency would ask not only for a psychological evaluation to be engaged and for him to follow up with the recommendations of whatever that evaluation should come forward. We would also ask the courts to order him to participate in the virtual men's group through Chance Galowski.
Okay, and again, that's outlined in, this is page 2 and 3 of his parent agency treatment plan, the description, the goal, desired outcome, and the action steps.
That is correct.
All right, and you're asking the court to adopt that as part of the plan for reunification.
That is correct.
All right. The last one I see here is parenting skills. Why has that been identified as a need domain?
So again, marked in the initial petition, it was stated that Cody just couldn't do it. So therefore, we are asking that he follow through with foster care supported visitation, which is a parenting education course that he would incorporate with, he would get some parenting time or parenting skills, then he would do a parenting visit for an hour, then they would review what he did well, what he needed to work on. This is an ongoing course. I believe there's 16 sessions. And then on top of that, we would encourage him to engage in any MSU extension, online courses, New Life pregnancy resource courses, which are also online, and then to attend his parenting times as scheduled and to attend them sober.
Okay. And now, while Dad, he wasn't required to, but prior to adjudication, really the only service he was participating in was parenting time with his children.
So he participated in parenting time and then an occasional random substance drink for me.
Okay. And has he seen this plan? I mean, does he know what it is?
Yeah, so this plan has been generated since the beginning of the case, and we go over it every 90 days, even though that we were awaiting adjudication. So he is aware of the plan.
Okay, and so, and he's aware that this is a plan for reunification, right?
That is correct.
Okay, and has he agreed to the steps in the parent agency treatment plan for reunification?
So his statements prior to today's hearing was he wanted to wait until the court had ordered it because he was concerned that he would lose his employment without the court approval.
All right. Right now, his parenting time, is it supervised by a designee?
Yeah, so right now his parenting times are all supervised. They're supervised by the relative caregivers and or myself.
Okay, and when you say relative caregiver, that is his parents who have the children full-time.
That is correct.
Is there anything else you're asking for today regarding Mr. Ireland?
Not at this time.
Okay. Judge, I have nothing further. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Brown, your questions?
Just a couple. Ms. Hughes, how long is the foster care review program? How long does that generally take once the children are returned?
The foster care reunification program.
Reunification, I'm sorry.
So it can be anywhere between 4 to 6 months.
4 to 6 months?
Yes.
And that is after the children are returned, correct?
The way we have it set up, we're hoping to have 1 month of it or close to 1 month of it done prior to the children's return, so they can be working with Kendall specifically. And then it would be 3 months with the option for extension if needed.
And so when is the department considering getting the foster care reunification program going as far as Kendall is concerned, if it's going to take maybe a month afterwards for a return?
So foster care, so looking at it trajectory right now, if everything goes the way it is right now, it would be, we would do the continue with additional unsupervised, move to overnights, and then it's likely this is June, July, August, so we're looking at middle to late August is when we would look at putting the family reunification program in, with coming back for the next court proceeding to ask for a potential return home.
Okay, so roughly about 6 weeks then.
Yeah, 6 to 8 weeks.
All right. Or sorry, thank you, Ms. Hughes. I have nothing further.
Mr. Delaney?
So that Cody is aware. I do not have any questions, Cody, but I could call you as a witness during this hearing if you have questions.
Yes.
Okay, just hang on when your turn comes, okay?
All right.
You have questions for this witness, Mr. Delaney?
I do not, thank you.
All right, Mr. Sommerfeld, any other witnesses that you have?
No, I do not, Judge.
Mr. Brown, do you have any witnesses or evidence that you want to produce?
I see Ms. Ireland raising her hand. I don't know if she wants to testify or just make a comment. Kendall, do you want to testify or just make some comments?
I was hoping that me and you could go into a breakout room.
Okay.
All right, we'll take, try to keep it as brief as you can, but we'll do that now. We'll be in recess while that occurs.